What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hack Connects. In this video, we got Connect number 5, Andrew Rose.
Andrew Rose. All right, cool. That's my number.
Definitely. Welcome to the platform.
Thank you, man. I'm excited to dive into this conversation with you.
No, 100%. I've been excited to get you on. I know you've been of help with me as far as my early progress on the YouTube space, as far as helping me with some videos, B-roll content, and just dropping gems. So I'm happy the viewers get to see you and hear you out.
Yeah, even beyond that, going back to college, like we've been knew each other before all this, so it's just cool that we get to like both work together in this way, So I love that about being able to do that.
100%. Two entrepreneurs,
Facts.
Definitely. And before we get into the questions, you want to just give a little background about yourself?
All right. So what's up, everybody? My name is Andrew Rose. Full-time entrepreneur right now. Right now, my medium is photography, videography, but definitely have aspirations to do more over time. But yeah, that's it. Went to Central, knew Hakeem from Central, both Blue Devils, and just we're both grinding, getting at it.
100%. All right. So like you mentioned, as far as the photography and videography, what got you into that? When did you start that passion?
It's funny. I made a post. Facebook got those little reminders that come up, and they be bringing you like old pictures from like 15 years ago, and you like, yo, what was I doing? Like I had a post that came up, and literally the caption was like, taking my stab at this or something like that, and it was me with a camera. So it literally started in high school, and I realized like I like looking at pictures and stuff, but I started noticing the difference of like a regular phone picture versus a DSLR picture.
Right.
And then I was like, dang, like why do you got bokeh? Like why is the subject clear and the background's blurred out and stuff like that? And then that's when I kind of realized like, oh, it's the lenses that do that.
Right.
From there, that kind of sparked my curiosity. And then I picked up my first DSLR, and from there I just kind of stuck with it. It really wasn't until after I graduated college I decided like, all right, this is gonna be my lane. This is gonna be my route that I'm gonna like really commit to this and stick to it. So that was my thing.
Definitely, that's dope. And it's funny, looking back, like you mentioned, having just dreams and visions, and just seeing you put that into fruition and get to the point where you are now is amazing. And like you mentioned, as far as memories, so you've been doing this for a while, so obviously you've gotten better, invested more into yourself, got more equipment.
Yeah.
What led you to transitioning from having roles as far as in corporate America, having the 9-to-5 dynamic, to now being 100% about your business and just taking that leap of faith as far as just going full-fledged into what you're doing
now? So my leap of faith, I would compare it to how birds teach their little birds how to fly. Is they kind of throw them off the out the nest, and then they kind of figure it out. And that was what it was. Like it started with me still working, but also like exploring my passion, like outside of work hours and stuff like that, like for many years. And then I moved to Indiana for 2 years, and when I was there, I decided, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be known for this photography stuff. So it was cool because I was in a brand new state, no one knew me, and it was an opportunity to recreate that identity of myself there. Because most people prior knew me for like being a soccer player or basketball, or being like president NAACP at Central, stuff like that. And so it was like a new opportunity to create a fresh identity for myself. And when I went out there, it was like I went 100%, and I created that. People saw me on Instagram from home. They were like, wow, like you're really doing this. Some people were questioning like what I was really doing out there, if I was actually working or only shooting. So
right.
Then I eventually moved back to Connecticut. I gave myself some time to explore it as a full-time, and did that for a few years. Then with me and my fiance now, we decided we were going to buy a house. So I stepped back into corporate for a little bit, gave it a shot after being working for myself for a little bit. And I was working, and then I just started to get that feeling like, man, like this time, I just don't feel like my time is valued. I don't feel valued. And it just came to a head where my manager was just like, it just wasn't working for me. They were really counting my hours too much, and it was like a salary position. So I wasn't used to feeling like I had to clock a timesheet.
Right.
And eventually, one thing led to another, and I was like, I'm out of here. Close that laptop. Just one day wrote a letter like, effective immediately, I'm relieving myself from this. closed the laptop, never opened it again. And that's when I realized, you know, the time was then. And, you know, even to like kind of like give some context to that too, while I was working that last job, I kind of was like having this issue where it was like my photography, videography work was demanding more of my attention, you know, and I had a lot of work, and I was like, dang, like, you know, here I am working my corporate job, but I need time to dedicate to this. And so there was that balance, and it was no longer balance, where it's like my work needed my time, and that's that being the photo video work. And so that kind of made me realize, okay, it's time to transition because the work is demanding it. And then that push was from my manager just acting like that, and that was it. You know, I followed my gut and spread my wings, and that's been it for the past 4 or 5 months now.
That's amazing. And, I feel like, a lot of people, especially like millennials in this era, definitely like to try to follow their passion. And they may be in a situation where they're like, I do want to do what I want as far as, what I'm into versus, maybe working at a job and, just working for someone else, but they may be, concerned about, what may happen or just not sure exactly, like the effects of leaving and taking that leap of
Right.
faith. So I think that's great, what you're doing. You know,
Yeah,
and
it's hard to feel 100% prepared for those things. You know, like it's definitely some uncertainties come with it. You know, it's definitely good to have your savings, whatever you can, ready and have that plan. But you know, if you never know if you never try. So, and it's amazing. Sometimes like my week will turn around in a matter of one phone call, and I'll get a gig that just sets me up for the whole month. So
right,
things work out. You know, that fear is good, but it's good to not let that fear paralyze you.
100%. And like you mentioned earlier, from before I known you in this space as far as photography, I know at school, when we went to school together, you were the president of the NAACP club. We also did work together for a brief period of time. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were president of the AAERG, the African American
Oh
Employee
yeah,
Resource Group.
Etna too. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right, right,
absolutely.
right. Definitely. So, when I see you, I definitely see a leader, someone with a strong, business background. So how did your experience as far as from those aspects, translate into what you're doing now?
Oh, I think that it only prepared me for this kind of thing. And that's why people talk about Central, you know, and for those of you who know Central Connecticut State University, but people talk about it as there being nothing to do, but there's only nothing to do if you're not finding anything to do. And I felt like being the president of NAACP and doing all those things, those are positions where I don't think I was ready for either, but I sat in those chairs and I navigated it and, you know, found success in those positions. And doing so in corporate America at the Aetna AAERG, African American Employee Resource Group, again, not being totally ready for it, but just being able to on the fly. So it translates directly to entrepreneurship because, you know, there is no roadmap. You just kind of have to figure it out and follow, you know, what your gut's telling you. When I was at Aetna, for example, me tying my passion into my work, I was like, all right, I need to figure out how I can bring my camera into this place. So I set up like a headshot campaign. So I literally would. I was also known for walking around that building like
Right.
5 hours out of the day, being in the caf. So like I was known around the building like that. And you know, I eventually connected with like the studio space there, and I was like, hey, you know, I want to set this up. You guys are pushing like the Aetna Connect website where people have these like virtual profiles. So I was like, all right, let's set up a place within the building where everybody can get their pictures taken,
Right.
and I'll take them. And it just gave me some experience. So you know, just being crafty and how I could bring my passions into the spaces I was in was how I kind of navigated it.
Definitely. And then along the way, obviously, you're improving your skills, networking, getting different exposure. So that definitely, goes into your resume and, just pretty much just elevates you,
Right.
definitely. So talk about something like your memorable projects. I know you've done a lot as far as, different shoots and, what's some of the stuff that's in your portfolio that stands out?
Oh man. So I will say I'll give credit to the AERG headshot campaign because that was something that had never been done there on that level. And people, still remind me of that to this day. And like that was me with my first like semi-professional camera in a storage container, I think in Etna,
Right.
that we were shooting in, but it made a difference and it made people feel, a part of something there. Another cool project, I was one of my boy Rio, he's another dope photographer, videographer in Connecticut and in this area. He pulled me into this project with in New York at studio sessions, and it was with the Dream Chasers, which is Meek Mill's label and camp.
Yep.
And some of his upcoming artists were working there, and it was cool because I was like that close to these artists who are like bubbling, getting ready to take off. And one evening, it was I think it was like the second to last night, or the last night, like come around the corner, oh, Pop Smoke was right there.
Wow.
And so he was in the studio sessions. I got some pictures with him, I got to talk to him and stuff like that. So that will be a dope memory, because it just shows you like the power of being in the right place, right time, and opening yourself up to those kind of opportunities, even if you don't know, what the direct benefit will be. And then this past weekend, more recently, I've been working on a music video with this young guy out of Hartford. His name's Only Lil Fifth, my bro. And so we've been working on a music video with him, and it's been dope because it's one of my first videos where I have like actual of good lighting set up. We got nan lights, we got a lot of different scenes. So I'm excited about that one because I feel like this is what's really gonna make me take off.
Definitely. And, I feel like in that space, it's definitely a lot of, being, like I said, networking. And as far as, like you mentioned, being in the right place at the right time, that can only, just help you out, as far as just growth and experience. So I think that's great.
Yeah, it
So,
keeps you going, you have your down times, and then you got times like that where it's like, wow, like this put a battery back in my back.
right. Definitely. Just almost like rewires you, in a sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So, as far as I know, recently your website revamped. Talk about how people could contact you, and as far as what's within the website.
Yeah, so recently as of yesterday,
Yep.
just redid my website, added some new features. My website's www.andrewrosephoto.com. And it just came to a part where a part of being an entrepreneurship and getting my business channels set properly, I added some things there that will help make my business run a little bit more seamlessly. So you can now book any sessions with me directly through the website and set up consultations. So that kind of manages my calendar so that I don't have myself running all over the place. And also just added some extra portfolio pictures there so you could see some of my work and know what you can expect from me. So I do a lot of weddings. I do sports photography because, I also played soccer growing up. So even sports photography is my way of staying connected to that part of my youth. And then music work, so shooting a lot of concerts and stuff is something I'm very passionate about as well. So that's what you can expect from the website, and you can also learn a little bit about me. I think I have a full actual headshot there, a little bit of a bio. So I'm doing my thing on my website. Definitely check it out, www.andrewrosephoto.com.
Definitely. And I attest, I've worked with you in the past, and we'll continue to in the future. I know we got some stuff in the works. So for the viewers, make sure you guys book,
Yeah, check it out. Check it out.
Definitely. And one of the last questions I had, for someone who is into photography, like you said, you started before, just observing, what makes, a picture better, whether it's devices or just equipment, what tips would you give to anybody who wants to, start into the space?
My tips would be do your research, learn the concepts of photography and composition, lighting, all that. Like my space that I'm currently sitting in doesn't usually look like this, but for the purpose of making it look better, I added some lights in different places, and so yeah, that definitely helps and is very important. Second tip would be the best camera is whatever you have on you. So even if it's your cell phone, challenge yourself to make great pictures with that because it will only make you better. Once you pick up a DSLR or mirrorless camera, anything more complex, it's just more stuff for you to worry about versus taking a good picture. So that's the most important thing. And then also do some research on lenses, understand what lenses do, understand what aperture does, and and yeah, just kind of understand those technical aspects, because it will change your pictures, and it can give you some better capabilities.
Definitely. I appreciate that. I know the viewers, appreciate that as well. I'm still learning myself. I remember last time we spoke offline, just teach me about different stuff as far as like saturation and editing and, everything with that space.
There's
So,
so much, man. There's so much to learn. But that's why it's cool with photography, because you can really teach yourself this stuff on the as you go. Like the whole reason, part of my motivations for even like really pursuing this full time and pursuing it in general was because I wanted to create something that people as young as my nephews could pick up a camera and be like, all right, I want to stick with this. I want to get better with this. And they can create their own business from, my oldest nephew is 14 years old, and he's been with me to shoots. My youngest is 8 years old, and it's expressed interested in editing and different stuff and
right,
directing, and, hearing him explain his ideas. So like, you can really teach yourself all this stuff, and it doesn't have to be complex. You just have to kind of take it one step at a time, and just find things that you're passionate and that you can connect with, and then just keep going.
definitely. It seems like, it's like a learn as you grow, as far as,
Absolutely.
you just keep going up. So that's great.
Right. Yeah,
Definitely.
man. And I can even attest to that too, because I recently went to bnhphoto.com, which is this store. They do not pay me for nothing. They take more money out of my pockets than they probably should. They do
Right.
not sponsor none of this. But yeah, like, you go into these spaces of professional gear and all that, and you just get blown away at how much is really out there and how much you don't know. And that's just from a gear standpoint. So you'll never, what's the cool thing about photography is you'll never really ever get bored with it if you're really, staying engaged and learning more. That's probably like the best example I can give, because I went in that store, and when I say I was completely overwhelmed for like 35 minutes, to the point where I had to find a seat and like, remind myself while I was there. I was in my notepad writing down, okay, I need this, I need that, writing down the budgets, like everything, because there's so much out here, and there's so much to enjoy, so much to learn, so much to grow within this space. And I just encourage everybody that even for a little bit, just kind of have some fun taking pictures, have some fun taking, learning to tell stories and stuff like that, and just have fun with it.
Definitely. I think that, that definitely fuels your passion. I know you're on a great path as far as, elevating. For me, when I, found out that you were into photography, is the amount that you have grown, it's been great to see. I know you're getting a lot more bookings, a lot more events. So
Definitely.
it's only up from here.
Right, right. Book now, book now.
ASAP. Yeah, I'll put that link in the description. So yeah, you'll definitely, hopefully, you get some more traffic.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Definitely. And the last question before we wrap up, just what does the future look like? It's end of 2021. It's about to be the top of 2022. What goals do you have? And
Oh, so my goals, I definitely am looking to grow in terms of, immediately, like I'm really interested in lighting. So I'm looking to get some more lighting equipment, and then also looking to get like a studio space that I can call like my space and a workspace, so that me and my business partners can go there, and like, it's a space where we can work, it's a space where we can shoot, it's a space where we can come together and meet and all that. So that's one of my biggest goals. And even today, my ambitions, funds are low, ambitions are high.
right,
So I
right.
was even calling places like, seeing a whole building, like, hey, I'm interested in this building. Like, I want to talk. Let's talk. So staying ambitious, and hopefully soon I'll be opening up my own space.
That'll be amazing. I'll definitely be one of the first people in there.
Oh,
So
I already know. We gonna bring your car in there. We're gonna
yeah,
shoot it
yeah,
up.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, don't spill the tea yet. We got some
Oh,
projects
my
in the
bad.
works
I'm
there.
sorry.
Nah, that's all good, bro.
We got so much coming, man. It'll be dope. It'll be dope.
Definitely. I see great things, it seems like, a lot of us and are definitely on the come up, and I definitely expect, a lot from us. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
great.
And if you're watching this too, we expect a lot from you too. Like, you're on the come up as well. So like, we're right here for you. We're right here to help.
Definitely. Yep, we're always accessible. Where can they find you? Which is, you could tell your socials.
Oh yeah, so that's a perfect transition. So you can find me at Instagram _Andrew Rose, AndrewRose. That's really my last name. So this ain't a brand. This is me. Um, you got my website, www.andrewrosephoto.com. Um, Facebook if you want, you know,
Right.
Twitter. I don't really be on there. You might see some retweets, but yeah, like Instagram and my website is really the best places to find me.
Definitely. I'll drop that in the description for you all.
Oh, also another plug.
Yep.
So I'm also part of what I do, you know, shooting videos and stuff like I do and building a production team. So if you are and anybody is interested in just being a part of like, you know, music videos or just filming things and you just want to get hands-on experience, definitely reach out to me because I love to help people and I like to teach them skills that, you know, it's you do it once, you learn it, and then I can rely on you to do it anytime. So if you definitely are interested in the space, please reach out because I will definitely put you to work and you'll have a great time doing it.
Definitely get that experience up, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I dig it. Yep. All right, bro. I really appreciate you coming on, and you know, we'll definitely talk soon. Like I said, we got some stuff in the works, so yeah, I'm looking forward to all that.
All right, man. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Definitely. All right.
All right, bro.